Hello, hello, by the way. Hello, hello, hello. Hey, hey, what's going on? I'm not sure what I'm going to talk about today. I think the same thing as yesterday, but maybe change it a little bit. So, I rendered it today and it took less time than I expected. I also have wanted to add something like yeah, trade-offs list, right? So this is a whole thing, right? It is freedom equals this thing takes over my life a little bit, right? Yes, it's too complex sometimes. Yeah, I guess this is just like freelancing, autonomo life, autonomo entrepreneurship vibe, right? Yeah, I'll take it. Right? I don't know. And yeah, I was thinking, right, that these are my impressions, right, and I don't think they have been set by him, right. So if I'm going to say these things, I don't mean to say them, right, as in I don't mean that I want to complain about it or that I want to. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I'm thinking. I'm thinking more than I am talking because I'm not sure how. I'm thinking about the money, right? I'm thinking. I don't know. Like I'm just going to say what I think, right? I'm not going to say whether it makes sense or not, right? Like I am an engineer. I am an engineer, right? Well, I do mind. I prefer, but if it doesn't make sense, it doesn't make sense, right? I learned it the hard way, right? I don't know. I'm going to play some music. Hello, hello. What's going on? Hello. Ah! I don't know if I can trust the view counter. Fuck it. Let's do some kinda. there anyone? Hello. I'm not sure if my view count is working. Like this is supposed to be waiting music until people come, right? Editing be hard. Oh, yeah, right now I'm not editing. Right now I'm practicing this thing. Okay. So what I was talking about, right, is this. This is what I was talking about on editing. And I have the editing that I was doing the other day, I was thinking on what I like about this job and what I don't like about this job and like some trade-offs. So yesterday I basically did the same things and I wanted to talk about them today sometimes, right? But I don't know. Talking to myself is not bad, but I prefer if there's someone, right? If there's someone and and you can comment on what I say or whatever and see if it sounds fair or if it sounds strange or something. I prefer it, right? So yeah, let's let's see. Okay, so the pros of the job or of what I was experiencing or whatever is that I have learned some things, right? So this is something that I like. I like that I learn new things, and that essentially to know that it provides me the opportunity to learn, right? It provides me the opportunity to learn two things, right? So one aspect of it is that the guy, he helps me, right? So he is good and shares his knowledge, right? So for example, his color correcting knowledge and all this, right? Which is actively, right? Actively. Which is something I enjoy, right? And then another aspect is that it also provides the opportunity, right? It provides a context in which I can learn better than if I just do it myself, right? If I just try to edit myself, for some reason, I don't get very far and I don't worry as much as it being good, right? So I don't learn editing. This is the problem. Some things related to editing. To learn editing. Then, by the way, not sure if you're still here. But it's because my view counts. Look, this is why I'm confused. There is this counter which says 0, and there is this counter which says 1. I think this one is accurate, right? Because you showed your text. Oh, and by the way, your chat, Susie. I'm still here. Oh, okay. Yeah, your chat messages showed up, right? So I was like, oh, okay. But I don't know, like, when this. So I assume this one takes longer to update or something. I don't know. But yeah, I wanted to be sure of what's happening. And yeah, as you can see, this graph, for some reason, this graph starts at like 9 p.m., right? Last night. So I'm not like, I don't know. It doesn't get very far. So basically, next thing, I've experienced some creative joy when trying to figure out how to visualize things, right? So this is something I did like, right? I do like that I have the opportunity or whatever to try to think of ways that I can express some things, right? Without me having to go out of my way to record them, right? And without me having to record the footage, right? Record the footage and think of that whole context, etc. Context, etc. I do like that part, right? I do like the part of figuring out, how can I represent this thing that he wants to communicate? How, like, being external to it, right? Not being the person who is, right? Not being the person who needs to do everything is helpful in that sense, right? It helps me, I guess, narrow down a little bit, right? So it's a bit more narrowed down compared to if I was doing just by myself, right? Compared to if I was just doing it by myself. Because, for example, what did you say you edited? You edited for yourself, for a you said you had a podcast, right? So it's like, is it just a personal project or is it a project for someone else? And that, yeah, I wanted to know also that about you, right? And then podcasts for other people. Oh, okay. So I guess I'm not sure how much the podcast job has of this part, but I think it does have a little bit of it, right? I think the video part, I don't know. Do you do only audio editing or do you also do video? Because audio editing, audio editing can be like, it's hard probably, right? Both, okay. Yeah, so in the video sense, like there is like things that you have to help edit visualize, I assume, right? Maybe you just cut or something, or maybe you're most focused on just conversation or something. But I don't know. The way I like to work is that I do like to visualize things, right? And I like to figure that out, right? And yeah, I like that I get given something that has to be visualized instead of me also having to figure out what has to be visualized first and then like figuring out the thing and then figuring out the visualization of the thing, right? I like just the visualization part is good. Right? Then I liked the video commenting feature, the Vimeo commenting feature, and it was a nice way to give feedback, I think. And comfortable workflow, I would say. Then I thought of some trade-offs because I'm not like what. How do you edit these podcasts? Right? Do you get paid? Right? I assume it's a job, right? And is it like a freelancer type thing, or is it like you are working for a company and the work in the company is editing these podcasts? And like, do you have a salary? Do you have a per hour thing? Do you have a per podcast? It's a job. So do you have an office? Is it remote? Do you go to somewhere? I'll tell you. I'm listening. Okay, I'm going to while I listen, I'm going to put the guitar down. Oop. Yeah, because for example, in my case, I'm not sure what it's going to be. Right? This part was a trial. Because it was a trial, I don't know. Maybe it's just the fact that it was a trial, right? Maybe it's the fact that it was a trial, so I'm extra nervous. So podcasts are not things I do my stuff. That's things I produce. My actual job is a camera operator for a video production company. Oh, okay. That's interesting. So are you in LA? LA? I assume like there is big business of that, right? LA is basically the city for it. There has to be probably a video production company on every corner. I have an office, but I only use it if I need to get equipment or edit in my computer. No, not LA. Oh, I recall that maybe you're in Northern California. I don't know. NorCal. It's Southern. Okay, sorry. I mean, I guess it is. Is it drinking from the LA environment? Like, do you get what I mean with that? Like, is it not based in actual Los Angeles, but you know that the main the people who hire you for shit are like people in LA, right? Or is it just, I don't know, a different thing, right? Just like a more local thing. I don't know. Maybe you are in some town. I don't know. Is Sacramento Southern California? Like, maybe you are just in Sacramento and you do like production for the Sacramento City Hall, or for like when McDonald's Sacramento opens a location, you go like shoot the promo thing, or like. But LA is like 1 hour away. Okay, bro. Then it's like basically LA, right? I don't know. Like, isn't LA so big that it takes you 1 hour to get to LA, right? Like, to get it from wherever, from one side of LA to the other or something? Yeah, it's people in LA sometimes, but it's mostly local stuff. Oh, okay, interesting. Okay, so is for example, Inglewood. I don't know what Inglewood exactly is, but is Inglewood LA? Inglewood. See, for example, to me, everything, all of this is LA. To me, all of this counts as LA. I'm not sure if you see it. All of this. See, because it is a continuum, right? Isn't, well, I guess Anaheim isn't LA, right? Is Long Beach like a separate thing? Well, I guess Anaheim doesn't count, but like there is no separation, right? Is Pasadena not LA? Well, I guess. Yeah. See, for example, Santa Monica and Venice, all of this is basically considered like, it's not, it's like the most iconic part of LA, you could say, right? Venice. But it's really far away from where the map puts Los Angeles. The parade, that place right there, Riverside. That's where it is. Well, I can look up Riverside. Riverside, California. Ah, okay, I get it. Okay, this is pretty far, I would say. Yeah. It's part of the LA continuum, but yeah. Yeah, I guess if you are here, for example, it probably takes you 1 hour to get to here, right? But yeah, but if you are here, it also takes you 1 hour to get to here, and then the extra hour, I guess. Yeah, I get it. Okay, I get it. So how is this in location? In location, in distance from here to here. Okay, 80 miles away, 50 miles. Okay, 80 kilometers. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that makes sense. I live 50 kilometers from Madrid, and I definitely don't live in Madrid. Right? Like, I don't live in, but you can tell. Right? Continue with your editing journal. Okay. Riverside. Okay, I want to look at Riverside. Whoa, you have you have an airport? Whoa, a Scion XB. I mean, California is so fire. I love it. Ford Flex or Explorer, I don't know. And another one. Airport. You have your own airport. Whoa, you can go to the airport on Street View. That's fucking crazy. Okay, back to the editing journal. Okay, yeah. So, yeah, now to the trade-offs part, right? I was like, freedom, right? there is a thing that is an inherent trade-off, right? You could see that you are trading off some of the pros for some of the cons, right? Maybe it is given that the creative joy comes tied to complex editing because because doing complex editing, right, like doing creative things requires some degree of complexity, right? But my point is that that is not exactly the issue because the problem is that my PC is like shit. If I had a good PC, I could do both. Like I could do the good thing without the bad thing, right? That's the issue. But these are some trade-offs listed explicitly because I don't think that you can take one from the other, right? I think that the inherent freedom of being able to, I for example woke up at 1 p.m. today. Well, yesterday yesterday I woke up a little bit earlier, but the day before I woke up at 1 p.m. Then I looked up at my Gmail to see if I had like any revisions. Then I at 3 p.m. after lunch I decided to I went for a walk to think, and then after lunch I decided to start editing, and then I streamed myself editing, for example, right? That is how a day went. My day went, and then I played PUBG at 6 p.m. and then I started editing again at like 4 a.m. or from like midnight to like 4 a.m. That was how the day like a couple of days ago went, right? So on paper that sounds like pretty free, right? That is free, right? I did whatever the fuck, like I could do whatever the fuck I wanted, right? No one was there to tell me, no, you have to work from you have to wake up at 9 and then you have to leave at 5. No one told me that, right? I simply did whatever the fuck I wanted. But the problem was that right from the moment I woke up, I checked my Gmail, right, to see if I had any messages. And then when I saw that I had messages, I was like, oh fuck. And on my morning walk, I was thinking about it, right? And then while eating and having lunch, I was thinking about it, right? So there is a trade-off there, right? It's like you trade freedom, aka being able to decide when you work at things, for the weight of it all, weighing constantly on yourself, and you being like, can I actually go for a walk, right? And it's like, if I don't go for a walk, my body will rot and I will die, right? But I also could not go for a walk and start editing right away, right? That is the problem, right? That I have, because I have the control, I also have the responsibility to do it well, right? And I have the responsibility to take care of myself in a way that people with jobs don't get the freedom, but don't get the responsibility, right? So yeah, I don't know. So this is a thing that is a trade-off. I think I like this side of the trade-off, right? I like the freedom and the ability to decide. But I'm not sure, right? I'm not sure. That's the problem, right? You, for example, you work also as a camera operator on the video production thing, right? It's like that is a job, right? You have to be from X time to X to Y time, or well, maybe not. Maybe it's like you get called up when there is a recording or something. Right? I don't know. I'm not sure how it goes. But like there is a good thing, a good aspect of being able to forget, right? Of being like, okay, I'm here, and then after I clock out, I'm like, fuck it, I can play PUBG, I can do whatever, etc., etc., right? Yeah, I get called up. Hmm. How much do you pay in rent, by the way? Let's see. Back to Riverside. Dilo. Bro. Rent. Riverside. No. Riverside. Car. No rent. Live with parents. Ah, rent. Yeah. So right now you have the ability to get the freedom, right? Same with me, right? I also live with the parents, right? So I also have the free, like not the freedom, the possibility of being free, right? But if, for example, I had to pay $1,800 a month, right, in rent, I couldn't, right? I would have to be like, fuck, right? If this, you would be like, fuck, if this month no one calls me, I'm fucked, right? Right now, maybe you have like car payments or whatever, right? But I don't know. Yup. How old are you, by the way? I'm 26, 27 this year, still with my parents. Kind of crazy. What's this? Why is it so fancy? Are these all community areas? Rich history. 23. Can you imagine that I start clicking houses and then your parents' house appears? And you're like, wait, my parents are going to rent my house? I have to move out in next week? Whole Ave. Whole Ave. Cook Ave. California Ave. Riverwalk Parkway. Why do you park on driveways and drive on parkways? My next goal for getting a stable income is to provide live stream services for influencers. I mean, if I'm ever in the position to hire you, I will hear you out, but don't think that's happening soon. What kind of service? Like the OBS layouts and all that shit. All these fucking scenes and all this. Yeah, everything. I don't know what live stream services are. Like, I don't know what someone would need. Or everything like the setup, the camera, and all that. I like IRL streaming. I would, like, if you can look into that, well, I'm sure you already know something about it, but I don't know. I think that shit's going to be popping. Right? Like, IRL live streaming. Like, to an annoying degree. Like, to the degree that people are, like, that you will see people taking selfies at the Holocaust Museum and all that shit, right? And be like, what the fuck? Like, that is going to be IRL live streaming, I think. People will be like, proper annoying. Like, with fucking selfie stick cameras and like the Nikon Sony Alpha 7 III connected to the phone by 5G and all that shit. I don't know. That's what I think shit's going towards. For the better and for the worse, right? Because on the one hand, I will be able to watch, I don't know, just some fucking, like, at every moment in time, I will click on YouTube Maps. I will open YouTube Maps. I will see a fucking icon of someone live streaming and on Riverside, California. And I will be like, oh, wow, Riverside, California is so cool. And the guy will have like 4 viewers and some shit like this. Like me, but on the streets. And that will be like widespread. And that will probably be bad because like someone will probably get killed and that's shit, right? But I think that's where shit is going. Okay, back to the cons. Cons. The editing is okay. Now the proper cons, right? Well, these were some that I thought of yesterday. So the editing is too complex sometimes, right? So I like the fact that it's creative, that I can be creative and I can think of to visualize things or whatever. But the problem is that my computer can't handle it, right? So I can't see what I'm doing well. And if I have to start rendering things, my computer like goes crazy. Well, not goes crazy, like it starts going so slowly, and if I have to color grade things and then I have to play back the color graded footage on top of something, right? On top of a fusion effect of something, I'm like, fuck, like it plays at 8 frames per second, and I have it already. I'm using already proxies that scale the 4K footage to like 720 or whatever. Right? I am already doing it. If already scaled down like that, I get fucking jitters and all that shit. Have you tried proxies? Yeah, I'm already using proxies. That's the problem. I'm not sure if you can proxify text or if you can proxify that kind of thing, right? If you can proxify that and I don't know how, I would like to learn how. But yeah. If I get hired again, I will probably ask. Kinda. How? If you give me a couple of keywords or something, I will try to look it up to have it in mind to look it up in the future. Because I'm definitely interested in that. But yeah, that's it. Right? And also, it takes too long. Oh, also because of how much I'm getting paid. Well, the money projection goes after, but this is a spoiler, I guess. But because of how much I'm getting paid, it doesn't make financial sense, I guess, to get a new PC, right? Like I cannot plan to get a new PC in the time frame that it would take me to get that amount of money. Right? Like it doesn't. It's not a thing that pays for itself. You could say. You gotta right click on a photo and generate optimized media. And if you do that, the fusion effects and all that will go smoother. I had because that is true. I had not. Yes. All right. Then I might try that. Not 100% sure. Okay. Yeah, I have to try it. If I get more revisions, which is possible, not 100% sure, because I think I did all the things right. Like I think I fixed all the minor corrections, but I don't know. I can never be sure. And I also rewatched it because but I rewatched. Maybe he will be annoyed with the audio because there is a part of it on the audio that I'm not sure if it's to his taste. I liked it before, and now I lowered the strength, but it still sounds noticeable. So I don't know. But okay, that doesn't matter. But yeah, I will have that in mind. Optimized media. I will look up optimized media. Okay, let's see. Optimize media fusion effects, etc. Yeah, because basically my main problem is applying, for example, the paper edge effect to shit, and it is images, but it's literally a fucking image, right? And it's not a, I don't know, 10,000 megapixel image or something like that. 10,000 by 10,000. No, it's just a fucking like not even a 1,000 by 1,000 image. I think 1,000 by 1,000 image, white, like regular PNG. It must be like 4 megabytes, not even 4 megabytes, like 1 megabyte or something. It's a shitty image, right? And I am applying the fusion paper effect to it so that the border goes like, and that shit, my computer explodes while trying to play back in real time, right? And I'm like, bro, well, that overlaid on top of a video, right? And I'm like, but on top of a already optimized proxy video, right? So it's like, bro. Or text. Oh yeah, because I was using the text, right? Like if you put text on top of paper, right? You want it to look like paper, right? So if I want my text to look good on top of the paper, I have to see the paper. That's the problem, right? Okay, so that's one part. For my computer, let's see, for my computer. Then another con. It's not what I expected in the sense that it is too much video editing, right? I don't want to sound, I don't know, ungrateful or whatever, right? Because I do like, as I said, I do like the creative aspects of video editing or whatever. But like my strength, I don't think my strength was video editing in any way, right? I thought my strength was more I don't know, the things that go around the channel, right? Around the full stack, because the job wasn't video editor, it was full stack YouTube guy, right? And I thought that the other things that surround video editing are my strengths, right? So community type things, right? Figuring out what to do next and, well, figuring out, not really figuring it out, or like giving pointers to that, or yeah, trying to see what the community is asking for, reading the comments, watching the old videos, and getting an idea of all this universe, right? That thing, right? Which is a little bit less, I guess, hireable for. It's like it's harder to hire for someone who does that. Right? You can't do a trial of it, right? Like a video editing thing. But I don't know. I thought it was interesting. Sorry. Yeah, and that is not what the trial was for, right? So I'm not sure if I will like the job more if I do it or if I don't. And I know I like yeah, and I think that this video editing trial was so focused on video editing that I was like, I don't know, I was forgetting the purpose of the videos, and I felt like I wasn't allowed to. Yeah, because the feedback was so specific and there were so many revisions on the thing, right? I got the feeling that this is going to be the day to day, right? That the day to day is going to be so focused on these minute details and all this instead of being focused on the wider picture and all that, right? And I wanted the wider picture type thing, right? I want to not have to care a lot if the transition is going whoop or going whoop, and because that doesn't like I don't know, like no one will give a shit. Like I like on the one hand I do respect the attention to detail, and I do like that there is this sense of taste or whatever, right? But I don't know. Yeah, for example, you edit podcasts, right? So when you edit a long form podcast and all this, it's like you get to listen to the podcast also, right? You get to, how do you say empapar in English? You spoke Spanish as well, right? So empapar. You get to empaparte yourself. You get to soak in the things that you are editing, right? So I like revising once or twice the thing that you're a 50-minute podcast, right? Versus revising 6 times a 10-minute video, right? Hola. Hello, Jatin. Hola, Jatin. How do you say hello in Hindi or in the language you speak? I forgot, sorry. Were you the person from Mumbai. And yeah, I liked. Yeah, so this is way that with what I mean with it's not what I expected. I expected that it was going to be more of the second thing, right? More of, of the third thing, more of the podcast type thing, of longer form thing that needs to be more cut off or something. But without super attention to detail and without needing to export the thing 4 times or whatever. I don't know. I am coming around to it, especially if it's separated by days, but also I don't know. The fact that the feedback loop is so slow is also bad because it means that I get paid way less, right? The next if there is one more revision, I get paid 1 day later, right? And if so, four revisions means like 6-7 days. So 2 revisions means 4 days. 4 revisions means 7 days. So I get paid basically half if we assume constant coming of things, right? I talk about it here, right? Then, okay, yeah, this is what I talked about. It's not what I expected in terms of things, right? So this is what I mentioned before. So one aspect of it is that I wanted to it's like a 10-minute video 6 times, right? And let's say yeah, because 3 revisions means that I've rewatched the video 10 times or something, right? Because each time I do the video, I revise it, right? 3 external revisions means that in each internal revision I've rewatched the video a factor. Yeah, and this is the next thing, right? So I don't know. It feels bad to say that attention to detail is a drawback, but I'm going to keep it real, right? It is a bit of a drawback, right? To me, attention to detail is a bit of a drawback. Like, I also don't want to make it seem like all of these things are, I don't know, that I feel like mega overwhelmed or something like this, right? Or that I'm suffering intensely. It's just what I'm thinking, right? The feeling I get, the vibe that I get, right? And if I get the feeling that I'm paying too much attention to small details that are irrelevant compared to if I could be spending my energy thinking of bigger things and all this, then I get disappointed and all that, right? Morning. Hello, Cuadro. What's going on? I currently am talking about a video editing job trial that I got, and I'm talking about the pros. I've talked a little bit about it and about the cons. Been chilling. All right. Let's go. You got a job trial. Trial. Yes. I got a video editing job trial. If you look up at my stream history, the streams from a couple of days before, you don't have to watch them all throughout, but you will see that there are a couple of days where I have streamed this video that I am editing. That video is a trial for a job. Well, not sure if a job or like an arrangement, a work arrangement, I don't know, whatever the fuck it's called. Yeah. And I was talking about attention to detail, how it is kind of a bad thing, right? But not like it sounds bad. It sounds bad, but I mean it in a priority way, right? And now here I get into this, right? So for example, also another thing that I expected was that I want to get closer to the source, right? I thought that there would be a tighter feedback loop, right? If there is perfectionism, which I don't mind, right? It's like, it's not that I don't mind or whatever, but if something requires attention to detail, etc., or perfectionism, I think the feedback loop needs to be tighter, right? And if the feedback loop is loose, right? So if there is a loose feedback loop, then there needs to be like a bigger amount of content, and there is, for example, like a podcast editor or whatever, and there needs to be more of this fuck it, do whatever attitude, right? It's like, okay, fuck it, let's keep the content going, right? Let's keep the videos coming, let's keep the videos flowing, and if there are like a couple of mistakes or a couple of transitions that are a little bit awkward, right? It's like, I give it the feedback, but I don't like, it's correct, it's feedback for the next thing, right? So the thing keeps flowing, and the feedback is for the next thing. And this thing stays up because it's not like a huge mistake that is going to crash the channel, right? A transition that is wrong, or I don't know. For example, there was a big mistake, which was the color correction, right? And maybe that was bad, and that really needed a revision. But there were a lot of other things that maybe didn't. I don't know. And I also don't want to say that they didn't need the revision, right? Because the video is also, it's better, right? And I recognize that the video is right now with the extra feedback, etc., is better, and I respect that, and I also would list that as something that I've learned about things. I don't know, but this is like the feeling that like the vibe that I'm getting, right? And it's like, and also, yeah, I don't know. I guess I'm missing the bigger picture, right? Like, why am I editing videos whose, like, the topic of which is to tell you that watching videos at night is bad, right? Like, I get it, and I get that minimalism stuff is popular in YouTube and all this, but also, like, I need a stronger reason, right? I don't know. Can you do good by that? Imagine if you're reading a book that tells you books are bad or something, right? You're like, okay, but I don't know. But you're a book, right? Like, I'm missing a bit of the bigger picture. And then the last part is the money, right? Money projection. The amount that I got paid for this trial, $200. Well, I put here euros, but I think it's even less because I think it's in dollars. So 200 euros for what, 5 days? That it doesn't matter if it's 5 days of full work or not, right? Because that is the rhythm, right? That is the amount of money that is going to be coming in, right? So it's like, I'll take it. Right? But it's not something that has me feeling like, okay, I'm doing well, right? No, it's something that has me feeling like, fuck it, like, fuck, this situation still needs to change, right? Like, it's not a situation that gives me confidence in myself and gives me, like, I don't know. And here I wrote hourly. I also doesn't make sense. Hourly, yeah, I think hourly. Let's say that I've put in 20 hours for $210 per hour, right? Very little, right? And this is maybe my fault, right? Maybe I'm too slow of an editor, right? Maybe I could have edited faster, but I don't know. Like, this is, I have to think about this thing, right? Maybe it's my fault, etc. And yeah, I don't know. That is what I wanted to talk about today. I think, I don't know. Any comments, any input, any feedback? What do you guys think? What do you work as? What is your current job? How do you see it? What do you think about what I have just said? How much do you make per month, per year, per hour? $200 is a little, to be honest. Yeah, I also think that. I don't know. I don't want to sound ungrateful also, right? I don't want to sound ungrateful for the opportunity, and I also don't want to, like, menospreciate people who are, I don't know, working bad conditions or whatever, right? But I simply don't want to do it, right? I don't know. But since you're learning, it's alright. We all start somewhere. Yeah, I also don't want, yeah, like, if I'm learning, I tolerate it, right? But if I'm not learning, right, then yeah, that is a good perspective actually. If I feel like I'm learning, I can tolerate this, right? But once I start to feel like I am no longer learning, right? Like I am no longer using creativity well, or like I am, yeah, I don't know. Or like I am not learning the right thing, right? Once you start getting more advanced, you can start charging 1,000, 2,000. I don't know. Like for me, my minimum is 1,500. 1,500 per podcast episode. How are your rates defined, by the way? Do you do like that episode or something? Yeah, I also think that yeah, let's do episode. Nice. 1 hour and a half podcast, 10 reels. You give 10 reels. Okay, reels are very important, I guess. I forget about reels, man. To me, reels, I don't know. I mean, you can tell, right? I am a live stream guy. I am a chill person. I am not a reels. Like, don't get me wrong, I watch reels, right? I watch TikTok and all this, but interesting. Thumbnail and description and running the YouTube. You do all that as well. Oh, but you said that. What did you say? So podcast, another thing I do in my stuff, that thing I produce. Can I talk to you somewhere, by the way? Because I'm going to end the live stream, but I have questions for you. If you have Discord, can you add me? This is my Discord. Well, my Discord is like this. Pretty easy, right? If you don't, I don't know. I have other means of communication. What do I want to ask you? I want to ask you. Yeah, I'm curious. Like, this is mostly out of curiosity, right? I want to know, like, what podcasts do you edit? Like, are they, I don't know, like, are they good podcasts or not, right? I don't know. I'm gonna be busy today, but hit me up. Okay, I'll hit you up. Okay, I'm going to try to find your contact information from your YouTube channel, and if not, I'll wait until you hit me up, I guess, because this is, like, that is my Discord. My username here is my username on Discord as well, or whatever. But yeah, I'm ending live stream today. Thank you for being here, and thank you for sharing. It's interesting information, right? Oh. Goodbye. Yeah. Thank you for being here. Okay, I saw that ping. Bye. Enjoy the rest of your day, because if you are California, you are morning right now. So yeah, enjoy your day. Bye. Work hard, but not too hard, and yeah, enjoy the day.